Coming up on this edition of CityVision, leaders in Miami Beach fill a multi-million-dollar funding gap without cutting your essential services.
Soon you'll be able to bike Miami Beach on a new shared set of wheels.
And law enforcement in Miami Beach train for terrorism in real time. Hello and welcome to CityVision, your source for everything you need to know about Miami Beach. I'm Emily Oz.
And I'm Ivette Diaz. On this edition, we're coming to you from the heart of South Beach, inside the newly remodeled 10th Street Auditorium.
This beautiful facility and the Ocean Rescue headquarters next door have been given a makeover that maintains their historic charm.
After all, both buildings are located inside the city's Art Deco historic district.
The 10th Street Auditorium was redesigned to accommodate an exhibit space, an assembly hall, and the gift shop for the Miami Design Preservation League. To the east, the Ocean Rescue headquarters was restored to its original splendor, right down to the porthole windows. Later in the show, we hear more about the storied history of this gateway to Loomis Park.
But first, no one can wait until flooded streets in our city are history.
The city is working on infrastructure improvements to alleviate flooding when it rains.
But did you know that flooding can also happen when the sun is out, thanks to the moon? The moon is giving a boost to high tides in South Florida as it does every fall. But the tides are nearly a foot above normal this fall because of the moon, which is in perigee. Perigee is the point of orbit when the moon is closest to the Earth. The flooding it causes in certain low-lying streets in Miami Beach can be frustrating, but it only lasts a few days. If you want to know when the next lunar tide will be, now it will be easier. The city is about to launch a new service request and information portal on our website. We'll tell you all about it on our next edition of CityVision.
The tides of change that gave women the right to vote were recently recognized in Miami Beach. The city sponsored Women's Equality Day on the 89th anniversary of the day American women were granted the right to vote, which was August 26, 1920. Kids created banners and buttons while they learned about the women's suffrage movement. The most recent country to allow women to vote is the United Arab Emirates in 2006.
There are some pretty changes happening over at our very own urban oasis, the Miami Beach Botanical Garden. The 2.6-acre green space is slated to be redesigned with the help of landscape architect Raymond Jungles. The city's Capital Improvement Projects Office is overseeing the remodel, which will be funded using $1 million of general obligation bonds. The proposed plans will open up the garden so you can see more of the neighboring canal, and there's a strategy to make the garden even more welcoming.
We're looking at moving an entrance here to the southeast corner and making it much more visible to the Convention Center and Convention Center Drive, so that we won't have people driving by not realizing that we have this wonderful gem of a garden on Miami Beach.
A new water feature and a landscaping overhaul are also planned. The plans still need final approval from the City Commission. The Botanical Garden is located next to the Miami Beach Convention Center. There is no charge for admission. If you'd like to hold a special event at the garden, visit mbgarden.org for more information.
It is such a peaceful place. If you've never been there, you should definitely check it out. In another effort to bring peace to Miami Beach, one of our sister cities is leading the way with an incredible voyage. A 562-mile mission ends with much fanfare at the Miami Beach Marina. The Trimeren Samna sailed all the way from Cozumel, Mexico with one pursuit: peace. On board, the official ambassador, a 12-year-old Mayan boy chosen to be the face of peace. His time on the water so far, a recipe for inspiration.
Yes, we saw the beautiful ocean, the sun, the clouds, and the dolphins.
Cozumel was recently declared the Island of Peace by the International Committee for the Banner of Peace. Cozumel has been free of military conflict since the ancient Mayan civilizations.
I hope this is just one of many visits.
Cozumel also happens to be one of Miami Beach's sister cities. How appropriate that Miami Beach be the ship's first stop on the tour. Mayor Maddie Herrera Bauer gave the crew a key to our city.
The key to the city is the symbol that we find friendship, that we are opening our doors to Cozumel at this moment, and that we are welcoming them and we wish for them to be here. Thank you very much.
2 local young ladies were chosen to be part of the welcome ceremony after winning a local essay contest about the meaning of peace.
My essay was about how people want peace in their world and that there should be peace, and there's so much war and that shouldn't happen because a lot of people are dying.
You don't have to travel the world, you can do it in your very own backyard or with a simple smile, or you can just, yeah.
The ship is a 110-foot handcrafted wooden masterpiece, a grand platform for a simple message.
Peace in the whole world. We can all get along as a family.
The ship will continue its peace mission at 14 other port cities across the world, wrapping up in Greece.
Back at the city, leaders have wrapped up months of negotiations regarding the budget for the new fiscal year.
And the new budget reflects our City Commission's careful decisions on how to spend tax dollars while giving tax savings. Here's more in our City Focus segment.
It's the building block of taxes. The millage rate is the rate at which taxes are levied on your property. The City Commission voted to maintain last year's tax rate for operating city services at 5.66.
I want to compliment all of us for not raising the millage. I think that we heard our residents loud and clear. We didn't need them to come to a budget hearing and tell us that they didn't want their taxes raised.
The good news is the city did not raise your taxes. And better yet, leaders were able to address a multi-million-dollar funding gap while only minimally impacting city services, especially those services residents told us were important to them.
In making the adjustments, we were trying to use the results of the survey, what we know are the community priorities, and not cut things that were important to the community, so you won't see any cuts, for example, in cleanliness, and tweak those areas where we could, where there would be some adjustment, but not significant.
The budget shortfall comes mainly from a loss in property tax revenue coupled with increased operating costs. The Commission approved a $226 million operating budget for the 2009-2010 fiscal year.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
The biggest reduction came from scaling back funding for potential new capital projects and capital project contingencies by $8 million. Operational efficiencies identified by city departments also resulted in savings and other service adjustments, such as minor reductions to mowing cycles, which resulted in savings with minimal impacts. But certain fee adjustments were made, mostly vendor application fees and lobbyist fees. Also, 88 city employee positions were eliminated. Some were vacant, while technology improvements helped reduce staffing without reducing services.
So, for example, in our police department, where we're automating our records, we're able to eliminate with that implementation about 6 positions.
Closing the final gap of just over $3 million depends on concessions being negotiated with the city's 5 labor unions. Remember, the city's portion makes up about 1/3 of your tax bill. The county, public school system, and other taxing districts make up the rest of your tax bill. For MBTV 77, I'm Maya Fiallos.